Hi. Okay, as you can see, I'm super excited and a little nervous. I am recording a live video, Facebook simultaneously on the start right now. My podcast show, Inspirelees. So some of you, if you know, I have a podcast show and it's called The Inspirelees Show. Inspirelees, inspire means to inspire, be in tune with your higher self, and LYS is love yourself. So Inspirelees, that's where the name came from. And for the guys who's listening on my podcast channel, you're familiar with Inspirelees already, but I am letting my Facebook friends know about Inspirelees because this is my first time doing a podcast show simultaneously with Facebook Live. Hey friends! So as you can see, I'm super excited, and I have a topic that I really want to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about this topic for like the last 2 weeks, and I just kept putting it off and putting it on hold for whatever reasons. But I'm excited that I got the courage to talk about it now. And, one of the things that I want to share with you guys first is my own testimony, and I'll just make it really short, and experience with healing and why healing is important. Hey, what's up, Shanna? Cuzzo in the house. What's up, y'all? So, I think for all of us who have had experiences in our lives where things just didn't go the way we planned them to. I mean, that happens to everybody, all of us. Things happen in our lives that we didn't intend for it to happen, or we may not want it to happen, but it did happen. And for me personally, what I learned is that healing is so required to achieve success. And you guys may be wondering, like, why would this be important? Why do I need to be healed in order for me to succeed in life? Like, why do I need the healing? And honestly, I was asking the same questions. I was wondering, why did I need healing? And from my own personal experience, my niece, this happened 2 years ago. 2 years ago on Cinco de Mayo. And I guess I'm a little nervous talking about it, especially live, because it's a sensitive story for me and a sensitive experience, but I'm okay and open to share because I feel like I am fully healed from the experience, and I feel like I'm moving on from it. It took me a long time to get here, but I'm just glad that God has been working on me, and the healing and restoration that I needed in my life, I'm open and I'm receiving it now. And so on Cinco de Mayo, 2 years ago, at that time, I just remember doing so much. I remember working my full-time corporate job. I remember I had just started Mary Kay sales. I had just started my own fitness and nutrition business. At the time, yes, I'm still a mother of 2 young boys. I was engaged to get married. I had a lot of things going on in my life and on my plate, and family is like dear to me. Family is like everything to me. My family is my heart. Like, I love my family. I love my friends. I had several friends. Like, when it comes to family and friends, it's important to me. And but at that time of my life, I was just doing so much. I was doing so much that I didn't realize that before my eyes, I was losing something that was so dear to me, like a precious gift from God. It was just getting taken away before my eyes. And the fact that I had to experience it is, I think that experience made it hard for me. So my niece, rest her heart in heaven, she passed away while in my care. And I remember on that day, I was gonna have this big party at my house, had my mom over, and we had my niece. She was only 4 months, and I'm super excited. And I don't even have any pictures of her from that day. That was something that was sad for me. I didn't have all the pictures that I have from her. Was when I first met her, and she just came into the world. When I went to visit her in Alabama, and she was just so precious, a joy, pride, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little girl, Emily Elizabeth Oringo. That's her name, Emily. She was gorgeous, and I was so excited about her. I was so excited about life. And right before my eyes, my niece was passing, and she was in the care of me and my mom and her parents. My brother and her mother were away. They weren't around, and I had to make the phone call that, hey guys, you guys have to come to Atlanta. Something is going on, something is going wrong, and it was difficult during that time. I didn't know what to believe. I felt like I had so many blessings coming my way. I had just closed on a new gorgeous big home, and just everything seemed like it was just going so great. Just like the story of Job in the Bible. Like Job, is this righteous being, and he has all this prosperity, and everything is just going great and awesome. And then a test is here. A test comes, and everything gets taken away right before his eyes, and it gets scary. So I feel like I was going through that Job experience. My life truly shattered. Everything that I had believed in, I didn't believe in anymore. I questioned God. I was so angry. I remember being so angry at God. I remember questioning why, after everything that I had ever been through in my life, with all the tests and trials and tribulations my family have already seen, like, why would this happen to me? And at the time, of course, I didn't get any answers or receive any answers, because I was living in the moment. And everything after that seemed to me, it started to shatter. Even at work, my productivity at work, my boss, we had conversations, and she sat with me and she said, I don't feel like you're here. And she was right. I didn't feel like I was there either. Experiences with like close friends start to shatter before my eyes, and I felt very lonely. I felt like I didn't have anybody. I felt like no one understood what I was going through. I felt like it was not so much of me grieving over my niece's death. It was more so of me being in control of the moment, in where I couldn't be in control. And to know that I could not have control of the moment of saving her life, it made me feel so helpless. Like, it made me feel like, why am I really here? What is my purpose in this world? And I'm sharing this with you now because what I realized, and like I said, this happened 2 years ago. So during this time, it's been some ups and some downs, but what I've realized, what is most important for this episode for you to hear, is that healing is required to achieve success. Healing is required. And all of the events that happened after that moment, I am here to share with you that I am okay with what has already happened. And we can't redo moments. We can't go in the past and relive moments. We can't change struggles. We can't change the hurt or the pain that we have suffered in the past. The power is in our now. The power is within us right now, and trusting in our whole being right now. And when I realized this, I start to say, I'm this highly motivated person. I'm always want to get everybody motivated to achieve their dreams, set goals and achieve them. But what I learned, even for myself, and it took me 2 years to get it, is that I needed to be healed. The only way we can truly move in the way that we would love to move and shape and form and create our life and be open to receive and manifest our deepest desires, be able to receive all of God's blessings that is destined upon us, all of the gifts that are constantly waiting on us, is that we must be healed. We must be healed to receive. It is so important. And I believe that a lot of us, we don't take time to just stand and just be open, to sit still, be still, and just receive. We're constantly, and I think a lot of my sisters, women, ladies, we're always in the active state. We're constantly moving. We're so active. We're multitasking, but we haven't realized that, guess what? We can only focus on one thought at one time. I don't care how many things you're doing simultaneously. We can only focus on one thing at a time. That should tell you something. And so I have read the scripture. It says, when you have too many things going on in your life, it leads to self-destruction. But when you start to focus and you narrow your path straight, it leads to life. And for a minute, I was thinking like, okay, focus on one thing and I'll get it. Just focus on one thing and I'll get it. And I was focusing on one thing, but I still wasn't getting it. And it wasn't until I just realized that the focus and narrowing was just me. Focusing on me. Just narrowing it to me. Letting go and like relinquishing my desire to control everything. And when I started to realize that, the flow, the self-satisfaction, the peace of mind, the gratification, the satisfaction of just having satisfaction with just me being me, it became so clear. I started to tap in my higher self of being, and I'm smiling, I'm laughing because the feeling that I feel right now is a feeling that, I hope someday that you can feel this feeling. And it's such it's excitement and just being who you are. And that is what I'm doing right now. It's being my natural self. And so I love the story of Job because it tells us to trust God's wisdom. And even my story, Emily, losing my niece, that experience, I trust that experience. And honestly, it has shown me more life in my life than I've ever seen before. That experience in itself has shown me, has led me to wisdom that I don't think that I was seeking at that time. At that time, I had so many things going on. I was not seeking wisdom. I was not seeking what is my purpose in life. I was not living truly in my calling, doing the things I desired that I love to do. I was doing things that everybody else wanted me to do. Everything that I thought others wanted me to do. My family, my friends. I was in a life where I was not truly honest to who I am, because clearly now I can see what I love. When you start to notice the things you love to do, you just do them naturally. The more you do it naturally, the more you can do it more naturally. But when you resist it, something's always wrong. If you have instances in your life where it seems like something is always it's a hiccup or something is coming along. It's a hiccup. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. That is your inner self, your inner higher self, your higher intelligence, God, the universe. It is telling you somewhere deep inside in you that, hey, look, I have something for you. Try this. And sometimes if it's something new that you haven't done before, initially you are resistant. We're all resistant. Or we're uncomfortable with it. We're not comfortable with something that we haven't really tapped into. It's almost scary. I'm probably going a little deep right now, so bear with me. And so the story of Job, and even of my niece, the trial, just facing that situation where I had just needed healing. I just needed to start believing and trusting in him, not questioning him. And it's okay that I question. It's okay that Job questioned, because he questioned God too. And God did give all his gifts back, even more. But it's so important that we receive this healing and this restoration first, before anything else. This is something that I'm like, oh my God, if I can figure out anything else, this is it. This is it. It's just like in Atlanta, we got this restaurant called This Is It. It's a soul food restaurant. This is it. This is it, y'all. This is it. And I think if a lot of us tap more into our healing phase and our healing period, and really start asking for healing and restoration, because you ask, you will receive. The healing triumphs everything, and it gives you the access to achieve success in your life, no matter what it is. Better relationships, the pot of gold you looking for, the prosperity you waiting on, becoming better parents, being aware, in tune with your reality, becoming more spiritual, developing thorough relationships, authentic relationships, just being aware. It starts with healing. Some of us, we have been through things in our life, and if you've experienced loss, like me, my niece, right before my eyes. I remember when I was in the hospital with her, and she was laying in the bed, and at this time, like I said, I was so upset with God, and I was on my knees praying to God before her parents even arrived to the hospital. I'm like, God, Jesus, please bring her back to life. I'm crying, I am pleading, I am begging that God just bring her back to life. I'm looking at this 4-month-old infant on this huge hospital bed in this cold hospital room. And I'm on my knees crying and begging that God bring her back before her parents have to see her like this. My brother, what would he ever think of me? It was one of the worst and traumatic experiences of my life. And I'm okay to say that because it's real. But that experience led me to something that I don't believe I would have been led to had I not gone through that experience. I am okay and I'm at peace with that experience. But I realize, for the sake of my life, for the sake of my children, for the sake of my relationships, for the sake of myself, for the sake and love of me loving myself and who I truly am, I had to realize that it is time to let go. Let go of the experience. Allow yourself to be healed so that way you can share that healing and restoration is what leads you to achieve success. It helps you to be in tune with who you truly are. You can respond to situations with ease and relaxation. You see, when you're moving too fast and you have so many things going on, and like I said, my sisters, we do this all the time. We got so many, we're mothers. If you're anything like the Proverbs woman in the last chapter, we're doing a lot. We moving merchant ships. We're doing so much, but we're not realizing that so much can cause conflict, and it counters what we really truly desire. Ideally, it counters it. So sometimes we have to stop in our tracks. We just have to pause and take a pause for a minute. We have to stop. And if you know that it's you, that you are required healing and restoration, seek it. Seek it. Because this healing and restoration phase, this period of your life, no matter how long it takes you, you'll be surprised. The more you want it, the more you desire it, whatever your attention goes, it grows. The more you focus on the healing and restoration, that is truly what you manifest. That is what you attract. You see, it's always something deeper. We get motivation, we get inspiration, we're high, and we're on cloud nine when we hear it. When we first hear it, we're on cloud nine. But what happens the day after? What happens to all the inspiration and motivation the day after? That's just like going to the doctor with a cold. You got a cold. We know it takes time for the cold to reassure itself that it's not going to take you down, that you're going to heal yourself. And so what the doctor do? Give you medicine to treat the symptoms? Yeah, the symptoms are treated. You're inspired and motivated for a day or two. But what happens 3 days later? We're not inspired. We're not motivated. So what gets us moving continuously? And that is why I bring you to this topic, healing to restoration, because it is the healing and the restoration that will restore you and help you. We focus more on healing and restoration, and then we can solve a huge pile of problems. A lot of our problems. I have wrote down like a few notes here just to keep myself on topic. But I am on my podcast, so it's like I'm on my own radio station, my own radio show, so it's however I want it to go. And as you probably noticed right now, this is not a script. This is all natural. But I want to say this. It was a few things that I really, really wanted to point out that can help you to healing and restoration, because now we know healing and restoration, woohoo! That's going to help us achieve success. We know that. All right, we got that. We are aware. We're awakened. So let's give a little sprinkle of what can get us there. And so being specific, I had wrote this word down. Y'all don't understand. I was trying to say this word properly. I'm like, how do you say this? Specificity. I think I got it. Specificity. It doesn't eliminate you. I just want to get that out. Being specific doesn't eliminate you. I think the reason why we tend to do so much, or we are like jack of all trades, even myself, we're good at everything, or we can become great at everything, is because we are too afraid and lack the confidence in just going with one thing. Your plan A, your total purpose. And whatever comes from that umbrella, we just let it be. You see, when you have too many things going on, it creates turbulence in the mind. It creates frustration, confusion, and honestly, it sucks. You just got too much going on. So how do we eliminate that? Just narrow your path straight. Just narrow it straight. I'm sure if you spend more time focusing and just writing down what it is that you truly desire, and you master it to line up to this one thing that can be an umbrella or branches of several different things, you will find more peace in that one thing. So be open to all, receive everything, decide later, yet free from too many. You don't need too much on your plate. And as you go through your healing phase, you'll be more confident in who you really are, who you truly are, who God has called you to be. Because you are phenomenal. You are God's child. You are great. You are wonderful. You are marvelous. You have everything that it takes for you to live the life that you have always wanted to live, the life that you are called to live, the birthright riches that you desire, everything that you want in life. You have this within you now. It's just a matter of tapping more into what creates it. You see, your reality is the dream you begin to accept as truth. So whatever we're focused on is what we're creating. And we can create some really cool things. We can plant some seeds, small seeds, and we can watch them grow. It doesn't take as much as we think. In fact, you really can do it with a lot of ease and a peace of mind, clarity, happiness, true happiness, just being okay and confident within yourself. So now we're going into the solutions of healing, right? I talked a lot in this episode at the beginning about healing to achieve success. In my experience, Job's experience in the Bible, and just really giving some true testimony in how I was required to heal and just living in my purpose and living my dreams and doing what God has called me to be. Doing what I love and loving what I do. Being confident with just who I am. And so during this healing phase, I learned a lot. My mom used to tell me when I was a little girl, and y'all know when your parents tell you something and you become, I'll be 32 next month, December 20th. Yes, birthday is coming. But my mom, she used to tell me this when we were little all the time. She used to say, seek God and he will reveal to you who you are. And at the time she told me that, I didn't know what the heck she meant. I was like, what? Okay. Yeah, lady. Sounds like another Bible story you've been sharing with us forever. But now I really realized, okay, that was so much truth and prophecy over my life. I'm like, my mother and my father, bless their hearts, have been prophesizing over my life, my entire life, and I didn't realize it until now. That's all they wanted is just the best for me, which is what I want for myself, which is what I want for everyone who surrounds me, which what I want for you is the best, because you have the best and you have access to the best. That's just what it is. And you can acquire it if you just ask and be open to receive. Some of us are just blocking. We're blocking so many channels in our lives. There's a affirmation and a mantra that I use, and I'm so excited about this one because it works. It works. So I say, everyone who comes into my life is a blessing to me, and I am a blessing to everyone who comes into my life. Whew, I had to start saying that mantra affirmation over and over because at the time during my healing phase or healing period, I felt like it was a lot of things going on in my life that I did not want. So I started focusing on what I did want. And when I created a lot of these affirmations that I use in my life, and affirmations work, y'all. They really work. You really start just believing. You think and believe whatever you are, who you are, you think and believe that, okay? So you think and become what you think. So it's just, you know, our dominant thoughts are just who we are. And so affirmations, I feel like they really align you with who you really are, because when you can start affirming the things that you do like, the things that you do desire, and just take some time to just affirm this continuously, repetition, it truly works. And I just started to see like blessings left and right. And even if it was a little one, I'm just like, oh, wow. Hey, yay. But that's not what continues to move me. What moves me is me. And I think that's what we fail to realize, is that it's not the manifestations that are leading in our lives. Because if it is, sometimes we spend too much time trying to unmanifest or try to replay situations. I know I have, and it gives me a headache, and I try not to do it anymore. But you try to replay instances in your life, and it's a waste of time, because you can't go back in the past. We can't relive the past. The past is where it is. It's history. It's history. It's gone. What we can do is reflect and find power in our now, and focus and be in tune in right now and in these new moments in our life right now. That is where our power is. And so the solutions that I found in my healing and my restoration phase, and I will share them with you. Number one, affirmations, therapy. I'm not going to sit up here in front like I just had this extensive therapy. No, I did receive psychological therapy for some time. I left my corporate job in June, so the last 6 months I've been focused on me and finding myself. So I can say solutions to simplify your life is to narrow your plate. I had a lot of stuff. Even now, the way that we work, we're in paradigms. We're in repetition phases. We're in habits. We're in rituals every single day. And so if we're not used to doing something continuously, we tend to do what we're used to doing continuously. So let me make sense of that. There's something that you do every single day. I don't care what it is. It's just something that you always do. And when you start to shift or create a paradigm shift in your life, there's going to be some resistance. But the more you push through the shift, the more you can get past it and create new, healthier rituals. So for instance, if you're just starting a diet, I'm going to get it real small. If you're just starting a diet and you want to lose some weight, then obviously you need healthier habits, eating healthy. But you haven't been eating healthy. Now, you make up your mind, you know what? I'm not eating any more crap. I'm going to eat whole foods. But you're used to eating the other stuff. There's a time when there's a built resistance, or you're so used to subconsciously doing eating foods that you probably, okay, this is not what I want to eat right now, but you're still doing it. And you're like, but this is not what I want. You're still doing it because it takes time to shift. It takes time to shift. And it took me a long time to figure that out, but I was like, oh, okay, that's what you did to lose all those pounds. That's what you did to lose all the weight. All I did was continue to push past so I can shift. It wasn't an overnight process. You have to continually want healing. You have to continually want change. You have to ask. You have to continuously ask. You have to continuously do this so that way you can shift into your healthier habits, your healthier solutions for yourself. And simplify your life, like me right now. I still, like I said, want to do so many different things, but I have to keep telling myself, like, no, focus just on being you. And whatever comes from just being me, just let it come. Let things go. Just let things be. Be what it is. It is what it is. And I know some of us, we are so, oh my God, we just got to control everything. And I'm going to tell you right now, that leads to a lot of self-destruction and headaches. But the peace of mind that your soul being requires for you to do anything in your life, the peace of mind, the ease, the happiness, the oasis is in meditation, prayer, relaxation, self-love, confidence. A lot of us think we confident, but we not. Yeah. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to say okay. It's okay to not be okay sometimes. Because when we are okay, when we're not okay, when we are okay when things don't go our way, when we are accepting to now and what has already become and what is already here, that is when you start to really see the beauty in life. That is when you really decide that I'm going to create. That is when you create. That is when you receive. That is when all the doors, everything open. So solutions, simplify your life. Focus on what you do like, what you do desire. And I'm going to say this again, confidence in yourself, self-love. Oh my God, I didn't realize self-love was self-love. It goes a little deeper, but seek it. You'll find out. Meditation, prayer, relaxation. And give yourself a healing phase or healing period. Like some of you have been hit hard with life. You've been hit very hard with life. You've been struggling. You're hiding. But you can't hide from yourself. You can't hide from God. You can't hide from your higher being. You live with you. So no matter how much you try to cover up in front of everybody else, you can't cover up what's hurting deep down inside of you. So spend some time with healing you, because you can heal your life. You can. I'm a walking testimony of it. And be open to receive. Use the affirmations because they do work. Build value in you. Oh my goodness. Like when you really start, like I'm serious guys. When you start building value within yourself, you set goals that are realistic, that you know that, okay, I said I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do it. You know you're going to do it. You know what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Come on. We have to be realistic and build value and confidence and trust within ourselves. And be natural. Be natural. Be yourself. We are trying to put up a front and doing all this extra just to validate ourselves from others. But the validation that we require is not the validation of other people. The validation that is required within us is within us. So just validate it already. Validate who you are already. Be confident in who you are. Be open to receive and be knowledgeable and aware that you are doing these things. Because the moment that you are aware, the moment that you realize that this is what you are creating in your life and that you have power within your life and that your inner being, your inner self is bigger than you could never imagine, is the moment life becomes an oasis. It's a beautiful story, and I'm telling you guys, you don't, like, some of us require manifestations to happen prior to us manifesting. And we get so fearful and worried, all this stuff. It doesn't go away. The fears, the worries, the hurts, the shame, the hiccups, the trials, they don't disappear, guys. They not going away. The little voice inside your head that keeps you sitting in your chair and you not committing to what you want to commit to. 2 weeks pass, 3 weeks pass, a month pass, a year pass, and you're like, oh my God, it's 2-3 years and I have not stepped and leaped in the faith in what God has called me to be because I am still stuck in the past. I'm still stuck in my ways. But when you really start to realize that, no, it's not your ways. It's not. It's just a little resistance. And so we say, how do we face this resistance? How do we get past this resistance? How do we truly, like me, start recording this podcast that I had been wanting to do for the last 2 weeks, something that I wanted to get off my chest for forever, and I didn't know how I was going to say it or what I was going to do. What gets me to the point to where I can just open up and be who I am, like I am doing right now? It's becoming more in tune with who you are, being accepting of who you are right now, and how you look right now, and how you sound, and how you smell, and how you feel, and how you are. You just really have to accept you and your total you. Accepting you, your total you, guys, the totality of possibilities in life are huge. We literally can do the most magnificent things in life. And I mean, from technology to building. I've seen houses built in less than 2 months. I've seen my son, 7 years old, he's drawing like I feel like he should be 30. Like, guys, the talents and the abilities and the creativity that God has gifted us in our abilities is beyond what we can ever imagine. Instead of being afraid of it, sometimes we just got to embrace it. We have to embrace what is within us and just be honest. Be honest. Be honest. Be kind. Be more gentle to who you are. You know, I picked up several books this year. After I quit my job in June, I picked up several books and I just started reading. I started reading all these different books. I said, hey, I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to speak to the world. I don't know. I just got this idea, but I've had this idea for 8 years now. But I was like, okay, I'm going to take a leap of faith and I'm going to run with it. And the more I started trying to run with it, the more I became more resistant. And I just started realizing, oh, I got all this built up knowledge. I got all this wisdom. I feel like I'm wiser. But I'm like, I don't feel like I'm using it. Or, you know. And then I realized that all that I had been doing was for me. It was for me first. You see, sometimes we spend too much on what we want for others. We're so fixated on trying to, even our children, we're trying to play back a life, an existence. We're trying to play a story, a movie on everybody else's lives except our own. And I realized, I said, I got back to this vision and to this point because I said all of the things that I'm learning is for me. It's for me first because, guys, the easiest way to help somebody else is to help yourself. The easiest way to heal someone else is to heal you. The easiest way to speak of something that you have been through or you have gone through, similar to someone else's story, is you going through it. You being able to really relate and connect. So I realized, and I started looking at all the different, guys, I was picking up books randomly. And I started reading and connecting the dots and the authors and the books. I had one author of another book quoting, oh, you probably can't see it, but he's quoting on this book and I bought another book. I'm like, hold on, these two books, I didn't buy them at the same time. I didn't buy them because I knew the authors were connected. Honestly, I just started reading this year, so I don't know too many authors. But I started noticing the connections. And I started noticing that all of this was just for me and building self-assurance for myself. Affirmations, self-love. Start reading, guys. Read. A lot of y'all want answers. You want answers right now. You can get all the answers you want. Just start reading some books. Spend, I don't know, a few moments of your day just reading. Read. If I could tell you anything else in this podcast, read. I don't want to make this podcast too long. So I'm going to wrap it up a bit because, a part of me who's being me right now is talking. And that's what I love to do, which many of us do. But read. And focus on healing, and you will be healed. Oh, that feels so much better. I got all of that out. And the time now is 46 minutes. Which is okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Now y'all know I talk a lot. Yeah, there you go. So hopefully in the midst of all my talking, and you can come back to this video if you need to. You can repost it, share it with your friends, or tag somebody. If you feel someone needs to hear this, please share, guys. Let's share the knowledge, share the wisdom, share, okay? Because that's what I'm doing with you. I am sharing with you my living testimony, my living life, all that I am, who I am, God, who God has called me to be. I am so gratefully honored to be in this position. I'm super excited on my podcast too. I just want to let y'all know. Okay, so there are some things that I have that I'm gonna be talking about again. Probably gonna end this video so I can go into this other big ordeal that's coming. But I'm super excited. It's another testimony. God, oh my God, he's phenomenal. So many opportunities coming my way right now, and I'm just super excited. And I'm just really excited for you guys. Like, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for your healing, your restoration. If you need healing and prayer, if you need guidance with your healing and restoration, I want y'all to know I do offer personal development and life coaching. It is a full business, full throttle right now. I'm helping people right now, and I'm just really privileged to be at a point to where I am truly doing what I love to do, and I am, really utilizing the gifts God have given me, and it's been through my own healing that I can, heal and reveal key points to what helped me. So if you have been watching this and you need further attention in your life, or just need someone to talk to, and you might be nervous, you might be afraid, there's some things that you don't know how to open up to. I don't know. Look, I'm not claiming to be somebody's therapist, but I am claiming to be the one to, be able to guide you and direct you in a path of healing and restoration. Through healing yourself. So if you need that service, make sure you just hit me up. You can contact me through my website. That's cecilyoringo.com. You can contact me through Facebook. You can send me an instant message. There's so many avenues to contact me. You can comment on here if you want to, or in private, like an instant message. I'm really leaving this door open for you because I want you to know there are resources in front of you. The resources are vast. And the moment you start realizing your resources and you really start tapping into what is already before you, you will see something great. You know, you really start finding the answers to your questions, and just really get some at ease to your mind. You know, it's sometimes we got so much going on and we just need to take a step back to relax and just focus and stop trying to just put in the how and how it's going to happen, and we trying to do too much at one time. Just really just narrow it down to where we can focus on what we do best as individuals, our individual self, and building self-love if that needs to be built. I feel like that's growth, life growth. You know, it's a continuation of life, continuing to love yourself. It's not a one-stop shop. Self-growth is not a one-stop shop. It's something that you're going to continue to do for the rest of your life. So getting some type of system in place or some type of guidance will help you. And a lot of this guidance, guys, is in books, or, you know, reaching out to people like myself or other people that can help and guide you, because they pretty much got a grasp on it and they got a hold on, okay, you know what? They might be onto something because they doing what they want to do, so why can't I do it? Yeah, you can. And you can get to the point to do it too. So contact me if you need help in that area. Thank you guys for listening. I am going to tune off of my podcast right now. I'm stopping at 50 minutes. Lord have mercy. I've been talking for 50 minutes. And if anybody been listening to me for 50 minutes on this Facebook Live, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening to me and what I have to say. Please, like I said, if there's something in this video, a message that resonates with you, please share this message with someone else, with a loved one, with a friend, or share your comments below the video. And thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful for all of y'all who's like really been watching. Like, I appreciate it. Means a lot to me. And that's pretty much it for this. Until next time, peace, guys. Oh.